Hi everyone, it's Grant here at the New You, and I am joined by the lovely Linda Halbert. How are you, Linda?
I'm very well, thank you. And how are you?
I'm very good. Thanks for asking, Linda. Now, Linda is actually over in Spain. Is that correct, Linda?
Yes, I live in Spain. It's lovely.
Super. And basically, what this is all about, Linda, is we're just going to have a quick interview here to see how you've been getting on, because I know you've been doing really well, and then we'll share it with all our lovely customers.
Great.
Um, so I suppose first things first, Linda, do you mind me asking how much it is that you've lost since you started the plan?
I've lost 17 pounds.
Right, so you've lost 17 pounds. That's fantastic. Right, and then the next thing is, if you don't mind me asking, how that has equated in terms of dress sizes and that sort of thing.
Well, you see, I always wore baggy clothes in any case because I have a stomach condition, which means I can't wear anything tight, and as it always used to bloat up as I ate anything during the day, I always wore clothes far too big for me anyway. So it hasn't really changed the dress sizes yet, but I am starting to look at clothes that's a bit more fitted now, which is a pleasure in itself. But I should imagine if I was wearing my real size, I would imagine I was a 20 and probably gone down to about an 18 by now. But it's difficult to judge because I always tend to buy big baggy things anyway. I shan't be doing that in the future.
Super. And Linda, then the next question would be, when was it, I can see here when you started, but just for those that are listening, when you actually started the New You?
5 weeks ago, this Saturday, it's just passed.
Right, so that is a really awesome change in a fairly short space of time, especially said, and as a result of you saying before that you'd had real difficulty losing weight due to health
Due
issues.
to my health, I have several chronic health conditions, and one of them being thyroid. And honestly, trying to lose weight has been an impossibility. It's just trying to keep the balance was hard enough, but gradually over the last 13 years that I've had it, it's been a constant battle, and nothing has worked. So the fact that this is working, it might not be as fast as a lot of other people's weight losses, but it's fine as long as it's coming off slowly. And the more important thing is I actually feel great. So this works for me. Nothing else has actually worked over the last 13 years. So this is magic for me.
Super. And well, it's always nice for us to hear that people are getting on so well, especially in light of, when it comes down to medical conditions and needing to make those changes. So I suppose, in a sense, that kind of gives an indicator, but I'm still going to ask, so what was it really that prompted you to think of starting the New You then?
Well, my friend Anne, it says one of your stars, really. She's back over here in Spain. She was one of my students originally, and we met a few years back as she was one of my students, and we kept in contact and stayed good friends because she's a lovely, lovely lady. And she's back over for 3 months, and I went over to see her, and we had a long chat, and of course it came up about how much weight she'd lost, and she told me all about this plan, and I thought, oh, God, that's for me. I've got to try it. So I ordered my first month's supply because it takes obviously a bit longer to get to Spain. So I ordered a month's supply. And, well, obviously the first week was difficult, very difficult, as we all struggle the first week, eating so much less and with all the rest of the things that happen to be all discussed on SS. But after the first week, I just felt a massive difference in my health. And as far as I'm concerned now, I actually am quite dreading the fact I have to go on to refeed eventually and actually eat normal food again because my stomach is so much better as well. I feel I've got energy and life back. So to me, it's wonderful. So that's Anne talking to me about it and telling me how well she's done is what triggered me to get the order, and thank God, because I've been dreaming of something like this happening and wishing for it for a long time. So yes, it was Anne.
That's fantastic. Well, I'm glad that it all started working for you in the way that you'd hoped it would have. And for me, that's a really important thing then. So that's why you got started. Now, do you mind me asking, what is it your goal? What is it your dream to achieve? How far with this did you plan to go?
Well, I started at 14.11. My weight 14 stone 11. I'm now 13.8. and I'd like to take it all the way until I get down to at least 11 stone, maybe 10 and a half. I mean, I'm in my 60s, so I don't want to actually go down below that because I think I would be a little bit on the skinny side or wrinkly side if I went too far. So I'd be happy to get down to between 10 and a half and 11 stone. That would be my target. No hurry, there's no hurry, except for my daughter is now getting married next June, but I think I've got enough time to do that.
Oh, I'm sure you will, and that'll be awesome. And have you had a lot of involvement with your family then in doing this plan? Have you had the support? And
my husband is completely on board with it because he's the one that actually suffers along with my illnesses, so he is totally on board, and particularly as I'm feeling so much better, he is so keen for me to carry on in that respect. And my family don't know about it as yet because they live in England, but actually this Wednesday I'm going over and we're having our what we call our early fake Christmas, and obviously we'll be doing sort of wedding planning as well. So we'll find out about it then, and I'm hoping there's just the surprise of seeing I'm actually a bit slimmer than last time they saw me in June. That they think this is a good thing. So yes, I should be telling them this coming week. But up until now, they don't know. I've just kept it between my best friend and my husband. And I've told a few of my other friends here, a couple of my friends who've actually started doing it as well. A Spanish lady who's a friend. She's joined now. Her name's Rocio. And another friend called Tracy she's started doing it now as well. So, but I haven't told anybody else really other than the fact that I'm trying to lose a bit of weight, not anything specific. I didn't really want to get any negativity from anybody. I just wanted to get into it first. I don't mind if anybody finds out now that I've actually show that I'm healthier, show that I'm losing weight. I don't think I'm going to get the negativity now, but I think I would have got it first of all. You know what people are like? They will just be negative about something like this before they even know about it. So I thought, no, let's just do it on my own first, except for my husband and my few friends, and that's it. So that's my story.
Well, it is really important to have the support of those around you, and I think given that you're already 17 pounds down by the time you do see the rest of your family later on, in the week, just that in itself and the attitude that you've now adopted and you've gained and the positivity, I'm sure it'll all reflect so well, and they'll just be on board.
I think the main thing they're going to notice is the fact that I've got energy and enthusiasm and sparkle back, especially for this last year. I've been so ill this last year, I practically gave up work almost completely, but my work is my passion. I love it. So now that I'm fully back into it and I'm fully back alive, they're going to see that, and that in itself they're going to be so happy about. So this is a difference. It's the health thing as much as anything else. Of course, getting the weight off is going to be beneficial in every part of the health. For anybody, even if they haven't got health problems, carrying extra weight is always an extra strain on the body. So I'm so glad to be able to get it off and have a way of getting it off. And I enjoy the food, to be honest. It's not anything about it that's not enjoyable. So it's easy, really. So, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Anyway.
It frees up a lot of time because the meals are that convenient. I noticed that when I did it. Yeah, and I suppose then for me, the next step would be, I now know why you'd hope to do it and what your goals were. Given that you have so much more energy now and other things have started to change, maybe that you hadn't expected so much, have your goals and aspirations changed, or is it still just to keep going along the same lines?
It's keep going along the same lines. Why change a good thing? It's working, it's functioning, and I'm feeling better, and I'm getting there. I'm losing weight. I don't mind that it's slowly. It's fine. I'd love to be able to lose it quick like some of the others, but that's not the goal for me. It's just to get healthier, feel better, have more energy, feel healthier, and at the end of the day, I would like it off, of course, all off by the time my daughter gets married next summer, but there's plenty of time. I've only got really another, 3.5 to go, maybe, something like that. I don't know maths, let me think. 10.5 to 13.5. Yeah, that's 3 stone, isn't it? I got 3 stone to go, so that's easily accomplishable, even losing it slowly. So I'm very, very happy the way things are going. I've no aims to change it at all. Like I said, I will do the refeed because obviously we have to, but I don't really particularly want to. I'm perfectly happy on the diet.
Super. And just because you are such an advocate for us then, What would you say to anyone who was maybe thinking of starting the plan, had just been looking at the website, was a little bit unsure about meal replacement diets and that sort of thing?
Well, because, I mean, there's been a lot of hype about all sorts of, you know, what they call fad diets out there in the market for years and years and years. People automatically think that and don't trust anything, really, do they, until they've tried it. Well, because I've tried it, I can say it works. Trust me, have a go. Do it, because it works. And if you really want to get that weight off, struggle through the first week. Yes, we all do. But after that, you just feel so much better. You don't want to go back to eating food, ordinary food. And the pleasure is you haven't got to go shopping so much. You haven't got to cook as much. It depends if you've got a family, of course. I suppose you still have to cook for them. But at the end of the day, it works. So do it. Don't be afraid.
Absolutely.
Do it.
Fantastic. And what is it then that you would do, Linda, if you are having a tough day or something like that? What is it you do to stay on track? What is it that keeps you motivated?
Keeps me motivated. Well, the way I do it is, and it won't work for everybody, but for me, I know if I actually ate some ordinary food, even healthy food, doesn't matter what it is, I know my stomach would bloat up, my stomach would be uncomfortable, even if it didn't mean I have to run to the every 5 minutes. Because I've got 3 stomach conditions that have been a nightmare for 35 years. And this is the first time in my life I can actually, in that 35 years, that I've been able to go out on an evening and not worry about where the loo is. And am I going to embarrass myself? Am I going to get stomach pains? Am I going to be up all night being sick and all the rest of it? I can actually go out, eat my New Year meal and not be worried anymore. So what I tend to do is we went out on Friday night, for instance, it was a big ball, so the food was gorgeous and loads of it. And I just set my bar. And what I do is I look at the food and think, well, if I eat that, that's like a little bit of poison to me. It's going to make my stomach hurt. It's going to make me worry about whether I'm going to make it to the loo in time. It's going to spoil my night. So I don't even get tempted to touch it because that's what it's going to do to me. I know it's going to do it to me. It's been doing it for 35 years, so I don't want to eat food that's going to likely to cause that problem. So it's easy for me to see on track because that's how I see food. Now I see that sort of food, healthy food or like sweet stuff, whatever it is, I just see it as pain and don't want it because of that. So that's easy for me to stay on track.
Well, I'm over the moon to hear that it's working so profoundly well for you. And I suppose then the next thing is, given that you're in Spain, have you found the likes of the Secret Slimmers and being able to chat to us online, has that been a big help to you?
Oh, massive. This is where I think you score big time. Because if we just ordered the food and we were on our own and had no kind of feedback from anybody else on it, or even the fact that you actually bothered to do this type of thing, how many other companies do that? How many diets have I been on in my life that even when you go to clubs every week, you know, it's like a money machine. I feel like it's more like a family with this company, with you. I feel that you can actually open up and say how you really feel on the Secret Slimmers. We all do. Some of them say things you wouldn't dream of saying to anybody else because we're all in the same boat. And it makes a massive difference. I think without Secret Slimmers, even if I was in England, I think I would still find it difficult. It makes a massive difference, the fact that you give this kind of extra care, I suppose, extra extra input into our lives, that you don't feel that we're on our own struggling with something that is a nightmare. To be honest, it's a nightmare for most people that's got to lose weight. And to keep it off is the other thing. You've got the plans for the refeed and everything, all this type of things to help us get through that, which I haven't even looked at yet, but I'm sure when I get to that point, it's going to make the difference for anybody, even if you're literally on the doorstep. Is having that avenue to be able to express how you feel, find out how other people feel, and you know you're not struggling on your own. It makes a massive. You actually feel that you get to know people too, because you see their pictures, you see how they're changing. You feel involved. You're not struggling alone. So it's vital. I think vital part of it, and I think that's what makes a big difference to most people. Yeah,
absolutely.
Definitely.
Bringing in the human element.
Absolutely. You don't feel like you're just part of a big money machine so much. You know, it's real, and that's the main thing.
I think for all of us, and it's just what you said there, and it's something that I haven't done that many of these interviews now, but it's something that keeps cropping up. It's just so much to do with like-minded people. It's a community that's all in it for the same thing.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think that's what's risen above everything else. Well, thank you so much. And I think for me, then the next thing is just going to be going a little more into you as an individual, because that's what I'm really interested in today. So if you don't mind me asking, we're going to cover just a few things about you. First of which would be, what is your daily routine on TFR? What is it you do to hit your water allowance, get your products in a day, and keep yourself on track?
My routine. Well, my life isn't kind of routine. Being an artist, it's not exactly routine. I have various things happen different day after day, and you can't really have a routine. But what I generally do is when I wake up in the morning, I start sipping away at my water, and I'm sipping away at it all the time. It's always with me. And then when I have my meals, I always have extra water, because I find, like if I'm in a shake, I have a mouthful or two of the shake, I have a few mouthfuls of the water. Leave it a few minutes, I have a bit more. So I make the shake last quite a long time, so that it's not drunk down just like a quick drink, like a quick cup of coffee or something. It's a meal. Same with the bars. The bar will take me 20 minutes to eat it, because I'll have a little nibble on it, have a little drink of water. Maybe I'll go back to being a bit more painting and have another nibble at it. It's something that I just nibble away at, I suppose, rather than eat and then that's it. So it takes me a while to digest it, and that also helps the stomach, because I'm not eating fast, I'm sure. And I suppose I don't have a plan about I'm going to have this then, I'm going to have that then. I just eat what I fancy. I go to the cupboard, get it out when I'm hungry, so I only eat when I'm hungry, and take it out and I eat that, and that's it until I'm hungry again. And I think, oh, what am I going to have now? And I just go, oh, I think I fancy the chili now, I'll have a chili. Or I fancy a shake now, I'll have a shake. And that's how I work. I don't kind of plan anything as such.
Right.
I'm afraid I'm like that with most things. I'm not exactly a planner. I'm a doer rather than a planner.
Well, it's really, this is what's so important, though, because so many people, the first questions they have about total food replacement is, how do I go about doing it? What's the best way to do things? I think if anyone listens to any two interviews, they'll pick up that it's not so much about the right way per se as it is about doing things your way. And that's something that I've picked up even from this, the way that like you nibble slowly at the bars. That's something I used to do, because it does give you that greater sense of having eaten something.
Yes.
And also you get to enjoy it because the products are that nice. You kind of get to enjoy it for that little bit longer.
Absolutely, yeah.
Which I suppose then, you seem really excited about the bars. Do you mind me asking what your favorite product is?
I think it would be probably like most of the snack wafers for the actual snacks. But the actual products, the meals, would be, I think I would have to say, the yogurt bars, covered in a little bit of white chocolate. I think those would be my favorite. But I like all the bars, all the snack bars. I mean, I go for the sweet stuff in preference to anything. And in any case, that's me. I like sweet stuff. But, yeah, I love the chili. I love the bolognese. I'm not fond of soups anyway, but I eat them. The shakes I like, but I prefer to have the vanilla one with a bit of coffee in it, and that's very nice. Anne introduced me to having it with coffee in, and it's very, very nice. So
we suggested that a while back on one of our videos, and it did seem to really take off. It is lovely. So that really is super, though. Like in terms of, I like the way you split it up there, which is your favorite TFR product and which is your favorite snack, because that's another thing that really, I think, would throw someone who's just new to the plan. Having a favorite snack and a favorite meal is really important. And then the next thing then, Linda, is you've said a couple of times throughout this call that your energy levels have really picked up.
Oh, yes.
I was wondering, have you started doing more than now? You know, are there any activities or hobbies that you've maybe taken up that you weren't doing before?
Yeah. Well, for the last year, I have extremely bad health. I've had a really bad year, and up until Anne introduced this and I started this, and I started to feel so different. I really can't explain the difference. And my energy levels at the point now that actually last week I did 3 Zumba classes, and I did them full out rather than, just with a little bit of movement. I actually went for it. I had to sit down on some of the classes and just do it in the chair because I actually have arthritis in my hip and back. So I stand as long as that will take it, and I don't do any twists and jumps because that, again, my arthritis won't take that. But I really went for it. I actually, really moved. And instead of just sort of trying to keep going, I actually moved. 3 times I did that. I also went to what we call the bagnos here, which is the spa waters here, hot spa waters that we have here. Thermal waters. Oh, they're fabulous. In the winter, I mean, this is outdoors, but it's fabulous. You get in there and the water's always lovely temperature. And they have all these jets and sprays and things. It's gorgeous. Fabulous for the arthritis and skin. Well, again, I don't just go and lay around in it. I swim around in it and get exercise out of it as well. So because I can't walk very long because of the weight on the hip. But again, that's going to improve as I lose weight. So, because again, I don't want to have a hip operation if I can avoid it. So the more exercise I do, the better that will be. The more weight I lose, the better that will be. I've also bought myself a bicycle. And I'm now bicycling more. So this is beautiful country for bicycling, so I bought a bike.
I have to say, you're painting a very pretty picture. I would love to come visit sometime.
You'd be very welcome. I'd happily have you over here because you could stay here free. I'd love for you to see what a beautiful place it is because this is the only thing that I moved out here years ago because of the arthritis and for the better weather and for a better stress-free life basically, which is what I've got. And the only thing that's been the only sort of Achilles heel has been the weight. And now this is going to be fine, thanks to you, and this is going to be fine, so my life is going to be even better. And it's so nice to be able to sort of share how wonderful life is sometimes. So you'd be very welcome.
That would be fantastic. And I am going to round it off now, but I just, with everything that you're saying, I'm actually really excited for you. I think your daughter's wedding is going to be something that you can really, really enjoy. I think you're going to be able to fully take part in that. And
I'm looking forward to buying the clothes. That's going to be one of the best part of it.
Best part, yeah. Well, Linda, thank you so much for agreeing to take part in this interview.
You are very welcome.
Wonderful to get chatting to you and see all the benefits that you've had. And for anyone that's listening, I say once more, thank you very much to Linda Halbert, and I will chat to you soon, Linda.
You're welcome. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.
All the best. Take care, Linda. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.